Okay, hi, this is Kathy, and I'm going to walk you through how to make your blog from the worksheet that we have created for your culminating. So let's start to say what I have set out here for me. First of all, I have my template, which I've filled out to the best of my ability. I have my sheet, and I found that by going to culminating. Here I am in classwork. I came down to gathering student voices. I then clicked on the Gathering Student Voices site. I'm going to close this one down. Then under Home, I'm going to slide all the way down to Catherine Yamashita. The bottom one is my demo sheet. And this is what your page will look like too. Ms. Mutu's already created all of your sheets. It'll have your name on it. So I might have put in that worksheet what is going to be the title of your blog. The title of your blog is actually your name. That's the way she would like it. And she'd also like you to not choose a theme. So these are the themes over here on the right. Please do not choose a theme, but leave the theme the way it is because she'd like everything to be the same for everyone. Excuse me. But I will now walk you through putting in all the elements that she wants. So to begin with, all the reference information that I need is here on this sheet. I've done my blog posts, put in all my pictures. So let's start off with one of the first things she wanted. She wanted us to change the background image here. So we're going to change the image by uploading. Oh, forgot to tell you something. Over here, I've put in a folder on the desktop all the files that I'm going to need. So these are the images for my carousel and all the files that I need for my other blog posts. So here I am clicking on upload. And I would like to use, it's missing. Oh, one of the images from my carousel is also going to be my blog header or banner. And so there it is right there. The other thing I'm going to add right away is my Voki. So to add an element, and this is one of the elements she wants us to add, you can add a button. I'm going to add a button. So the name of my button is an introduction. That's the same title that she used. And I'm going to come over here. I've created my Voki already. So down here, this is the link for my Voki. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it right here. And so I've inserted it. So there's the introduction. I'm actually going to move it up here where Miss Mutu's is, and it shows you right there that that's my introduction. Okay, first element added in. The next thing I'm going to do is go over to Layout and add in my first, oops, sorry, I don't want to use that one. There should be more layouts here for me to see. This is the layout I'm going to use. And this is where I'm going to start my first blog post. So if I come back up here and I look, I see that my first blog post is Places I Have Lived. And actually, I think I want to do that differently. I'm going to actually type it in, Places I Have Lived. And then go back here. I'm going to grab my text, copy it, come back here, and paste it. Now, the other thing that Ms. Mutu wanted, now that I've put some information in my first layout section, is a table of contents. So you can also click here and click on table of contents. And what happens? The title has also shown up in my table of contents here. And I also notice that I have, that's fine. The other thing I want to do is put an image of one of the places that I have lived. So I'm going to go here, click on the plus sign. You see the upload. And I have to go back to my files for my blog. So let me upload the Google map that I've created. And what I did was I screen grabbed this one by using the snipping tool. And I can show you how to do that one-on-one if you want. I screen grab this. I can also add a link. So what I'm going to do is come here and get the link to my interactive Google map that I made. So my interactive Google map that shows where I have lived is right here. So I copied that and I placed the link here and I applied it. So now my map shows up and there's also a picture that I placed there too. Now let's see what the website really looks like, because this is in the editing version. So to come up in the upper right hand corner where you see these the little computer and the iPad or the smartphone. You can click here. And this is what the page looks like, and this is a live web page. So you'll see that the table of contents is there, and if you click on it, it's not available in preview mode, but it'll take you to this part here. If you click on this, it'll actually take you to Google Maps, so it's shown up finally. And you can see that the only place that I've lived is in the city of Toronto. So here this is when I was in Scarborough. I think I was born in Mount Sinai, so that's there. You can go to the next place, which is in Scarborough, right here. The next place is in East York here, and the last place is where I live now, which is behind, it's up there. You can kind of see it. I think it's hiding behind the map. So let's see if we can move around. The last place you can see that I lived is in Richmond Hill. So those are all the 4 places that I have lived in. They're all inside the city of Toronto. So that works. So once I finish previewing it, I just go back to exit the preview and I carry on putting in my things. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that need to be done, and I'm not going to take you all the way through in this particular video. The other thing that we need to have is a table of contents. So I'm going to click on table of contents. Oh, sorry, I did that. We also have to have a title for the table of contents. So what I want you to do is to insert text. So you can be here and have this one highlighted, and you can insert text. What it'll do is it'll create a text box down here, and you can type in table of contents. And you can actually take this grab bar and move it up to where you want it to be. So I want it up here on top of the actual table of contents. The other thing I want to do is center this. So it's kind of got more of an important location when it's centered. Now for every layout that I add, and I click on here, come back to my second post. So I'm going to copy the text, come over here, type in my story, put in my text here, and you'll see that my story has appeared up here too. So I'm going to add a picture for my story, and up here I want to upload a picture of my new granddaughter. So there she is right there. Now as I'm adding, I'm just going to add one more box, and this one is things I like to do. So I'm going to copy this. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually type it in. Things, and that's because it wants to create this type of font, and so I'll let it create that type of font. If I copy and paste, it loses that font. So I'm going to go down here, copy, paste in the text area. And in this part, instead of creating one photo, I'm going to create that image carousel that we have to create for this assignment. So I'm going to come down here to image carousel, and I'm going to add the images. Now I've put everything in a folder, so if you look at carousel, I have all these images that I want to include in my image carousel. So I've actually put them all together. You have them in your URLs on your worksheet, but later on, before you make the website, it's probably easier to put them in a folder from your source, whether it's your camera or from the internet. The other thing I might want to do is visually make each one of these areas have a slightly different look, to add some variety to the look and feel of the page as you look at it. So I'm going to come over here to the very first blog entry I have, and I'm going to change the color just a little bit to a slightly light gray. Leave this one the same, and I'm going to make this one a slightly light gray too, just to break up the space compositionally a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and preview this and see what it's going to look like when people come and visit my site. So here's the site itself. When you click on here, and you should be able to play the Vokey. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. So you can see that the Vokey works. There's a table of contents here, and the places I have lived. You'll notice the images resize themselves so that they're kind of okay. I don't know why this particular one doesn't fit nicely into the My Story. I'll have to play with that one again. And the things I like to do is an image carousel. And you can see it scrolls through images of the things I like to do. Okay, so we're going to exit that